Good morning, students of class 12th. Yes, students, we are on chapter number 3, and today we are taking female reproductive system in human beings. So let's start female reproductive system. Students, I provided you notes also. I hope कि आपने उसे रीड किया होगा. उसमें डायग्राम्स भी मैंने आपको दिए थे. डायग्राम्स की भी आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी है. Start the topic. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries along with the pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina and the external genitalia located in the pelvic region. So these are the main organs which are involved in reproduction in female's body. Ovaries along with the pair of oviduct. ठीक है, ovaries में क्या होता है? The formation of egg. Oviduct is a tube-like structure which helps to transfer the ovum to the uterus. Uterus, it is also called womb. Cervix, vagina and the external genitalia located in the pelvic region. These part of the system along with the pair of the mammary gland are integrated structurally and functionally to support the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth and child care. Ovaries are the primary female sex organ that produce the female gamete and several steroid hormones. As we talked about female gamete, that is ovum, and several steroid hormones means ovarian hormone like luteinizing hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, etc. The ovaries are located one on each side of the lower abdomen. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 cm in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium. Okay, each ovary covered by a thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma is divided into two zones. One is cortex region, another is medulla region. As we study in the kidney divided into two regions. One is cortex and another is medulla. Same here. Stroma, ovarian stroma. Ovarian stroma is divided into two zones. One is cortex zone and another is medulla zone. Here is the structure of female reproductive system. You can see here uterus, urinary bladder, pubic, urethra, clitoris, labia minora, labia majora, vaginal orifice, anus, vagina, rectum, cervix. These are the main parts which are involved in the female reproductive system in human beings. The oviduct, uterus and vagina constitute the female accessory duct. Each fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 cm long and extend from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus. The part closer to the ovary is the funnel-shaped infundibulum. The edges of the infundibulum possess finger-like projection called fimbriae, which help in collection of the ovum after ovulation. Okay, just see this diagram. You can see here fimbriae. It is a finger-like structure. These are fimbriae. It is a finger-like structure. It is connected with the ovary. Okay, it helps to collect the ovum and it transfer the ovum to the ampulla region, to the isthmus region. Infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. These are the parts of fallopian tube. The edges of the infundibulum possess finger-like projection called fimbriae, which helps in the collection of the ovum after ovulation. Ovulation, the formation of ovum. The infundibulum leads to a wider part of the oviduct called ampulla. The last part of the oviduct, isthmus, has a narrow lumen and it joins the uterus. So फैलोपियन ट्यूब. फैलोपियन ट्यूब जैसे कि अभी आपने डायग्राम में देखा, इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ 3 पार्ट्स. वन इज इनफंडिबुलम, सेकेंड इज एम्प्यूला एंड थर्ड इज इस्थमस. इस्थमस इज द नैरो रीजन. ठीक है, ये नैरो होता है, बहुत ही संकर रीजन होता है ये. ठीक है. एम्पुला इज द वाइडर रीजन. The last part of the oviduct isthmus has a narrow lumen and it joins the uterus. The uterus is single and it is also called womb. As I told you, uterus is also known as womb. The shape of the uterus is like an inverted pear. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. The uterus opens into vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal. Cervical canal also known as birth canal. ठीक है, कि जब क्या होता है, फर्टिलाइजेशन होता है, ओवम फर्टिलाइज्ड बाय स्पर्म, इट विल बिकम एम्ब्रियो, देन एम्ब्रियो आफ्टर डेवलपमेंट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म और बेबी. एंड ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर mammals. They shows internal fertilization and they are viviparous organism. हमने ओवीपेरस और विविपेरस ऑर्गेनिज्म के बारे में पढ़ा है. ओवीपेरस ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं जो क्या करते हैं, एगलेस करते हैं. एंड विविपेरस कौन होते हैं, जो न्यू ऑफस्प्रिंग को, बेबीज़ को बर्थ करते हैं. ठीक है. सो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर विविपेरस ऑर्गेनिज्म. The wall of the uterus has 3 layers of tissue. The external thin membrane perimetrium, middle thick layer smooth muscle myometrium and the inner glandular layer called endometrium. Okay, so ये जो यूट्रस है, यूट्रस की जो वॉल्स हैं कैसी होती हैं, काफ़ी थिक वॉल्ड होती हैं. तो ये जो थिक वॉल्ड है, यहाँ पे 3 टाइप्स की सेल्स मिलती है, अलग अलग सेल्स होती हैं. तो जो एक्सटर्नल सबसे बाहरी जो लेयर होती है दैट इज़ नोन एज पेरीमेट्रियम. ठीक है. सेकेंड जो है मिडल लेयर कैसी होती है, थिक होती है, थिक लेयर होती है और इसमें स्मूथ मसल्स प्रेजेंट होती हैं. इट इज़ मायोमेट्रियम. फर्स्ट इज पेरीमेट्रियम, आउटर मोस्ट, middle one is myometrium and the innermost is that is glandular layer है. इसमें it means क्या होगा, इसमें glands present होंगी that secretes out something ना. as we talked कि क्या होता है, कुछ hormones secrete होते हैं. ठीक है. so hormone secretes by this layer called endometrium that lines the uterine cavity. The endometrium undergoes cyclical change during menstrual cycle while the myometrium exhibit strong contraction during delivery of the baby. तो जो एंडोमेट्रियम लेयर है ये जो होता है इसमें साइक्लिकल चेंजेस होते हैं. जो मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल होता है उसमें एक ओवम का फॉर्मेशन होता है. जब ओवम को क्या होता है, स्पर्म नहीं मिलता है, फर्टिलाइज नहीं होता, तो वो क्या होता है, वो ब्रेक डाउन हो जाता है अलॉन्ग विद द ब्लड वेसल्स. दिस इज कॉल्ड मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल, राइट. सो एंड मायोमेट्रियम क्या करता है, एट द टाइम ऑफ डिलीवरी ऑफ बेबी इट हेल्प्स, it exhibit a strong contraction in the muscles. So the female external genitalia include mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen and clitoris. Mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissue covered by a siden and pubic hair. The labia majora are fleshy folds of tissue which extend down from the mons pubis and surround the vaginal opening. The labia minora are paired folds of tissue under the labia majora. The opening of the vagina is often covered partially by a membrane called hymen. The clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure which lies the upper junction of the 2 labia minora above the urethral opening. The hymen is often torn during the first coitus. However, it can also be broken by a sudden fall or joint. Insertion of a vaginal tampon, active participation in some sports like horse backing, cycling, etc. In some women, the hymen persists even after coitus. In fact, the presence or absence of hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity or sexual experience. So these are the main parts of female external genitalia. Now you can see the structure of mammary gland. You can see here. You have to draw these diagrams into your notebooks also. A functional mammary gland is a characteristics of all females. The mammary gland are paired structure that contain glandular tissue and variable amount of fat. The glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes. They contain cluster of cells called alveoli. The cells of alveoli secrete milk which is stored in the cavity of alveoli. The alveoli open into mammary tubules. The tubules of each lobe join to form a mammary duct. Mammary duct. Several mammary ducts join to form a wider mammary ampulla which is connected to the lactiferous duct through which milk is sucked out. So, each mammary glands contain glandular cells, glandular tissues and amount of fat. Okay. Mammary glands helps in the formation of milk, that is the ultimate nutrition for the newborn baby, and first 3 to 4 days milk after delivery contains much of antibodies that is helpful for newborn baby. Now the next topic is gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is what? The formation of gametes. The formation of gametes, female gametes and male gametes. Female gamete is ovum and male gamete is sperm. So the formation of ovum is known as oogenesis and the formation of sperm is known as spermatogenesis. So gametogenesis we will take in the next session. Thank you.